G'day, gang. I wanted to talk today about two terms that I keep using, and I'm sure from outsider onlook, it can potentially be seen as using them interchangeably, but they're actually quite different. Very similar vein, but I wanted to talk about art and entertainment. So, I think that you kind of have the shoe and the sandal situation, that all sandals are shoes, but not all shoes are sandals. So, art can be incredibly entertaining, but entertainment specific is different. It's comfort, it's company, it's something that you can watch over and over again and just have as sound around you, have as a companion. Art is interjection. It's something that challenges you, and it stays with you, but it's not like that kind of friend of entertainment. It's sometimes unwelcome and striking. I kind of like to see art as a haunting. I think, these two are very different, but you can definitely be entertained by art, but it's tiresome, I think, sometimes, which is why I think the vast majority of us enjoy far more entertainment than art, but because of how tiring it is to challenge your own beliefs, it's exhausting, and art kind of does that naturally. Then you view numerous works. A classic example I recently gave was Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. It's something that I think we can replay and replay, but ultimately it sticks. It challenges. It haunts us. And I think that's the power of art. And there are entire university degrees about what is art, but I think people really overcomplicate something that is really simple, and that's something we intrinsically know. And again, it's just that. Art is something that challenges and sticks with you and changes you. And entertainment lets you be the same. But I think that's the value of both of these mediums. And I think that to have a world without one would be incredibly incomplete. And I myself definitely enjoy a gratuitous amount of entertainment. And I definitely enjoy a lot of art, but far more entertainment than art. It's not even close. The amount of time I spend on YouTube watching stupid videos rather than challenging my view of the world, because like I said, it's exhausting. We don't have the energy to do that every day. I think if you can have the energy to do that once a week, I think you're pretty robust, and I'm definitely envious. But yeah, I mean, these are two pretty big words, and they're distinctly different words, I think, which is why these two words exist, why they're not just one word. I think they are expressly different, and I think, again, one is not lesser than the other. They're just different, and they're really important in their own measure. And I think one is definitely harder to create than the other. I definitely think that. I think that art takes a lot longer of a commitment. But again, it's something that should be a luxury. It shouldn't be the norm. So it should be something that takes its time to be created and is very intentional and has complications, and it has deep ramifications that we feel long after enjoying it. And I think that that's the awesome part of art, but that it doesn't end at the enjoyment of it while we're enjoying it actively. And I think that's another topic that I wanted to take, but I kind of wanted to put the two together, that the moment that you publish something, the moment that you share it with your friend, the moment that you share it with your family, it's no longer yours, because of how powerful these works can be, good works can be, that how strongly they can resonate with people, that the moment that you share it, it becomes someone else's. And art in particular is so good at doing that. There are loads of works that I consider being part of me, like part of who I am. And I think, again, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33 is a great example of that one for me personally. It's a really, really good recent example. And I think it's a really good one to bring up because of how recent and how powerful and how how widespread it is. Even if you haven't played it, I think you've definitely heard of it, especially if you watched the Game Awards and went, huh? What is this game? What is this game that won everything? It's it was a pretty funny one, but it's, yeah, it doesn't stay yours. And I think as the artist, I think that's one of the most awesome things about being able to share your art, is that suddenly it's not yours, it's everybody's. And the interpretations that people get are as much theirs as they should be. You don't get to control other people's interpretations of it. Any artist who ever tells you, no, that's not the way it is, I'm sorry, you don't get to decide. The moment that you release that, it's someone else's. That's not your choice anymore. It's not yours. And I think that's so cool, because this becomes a living fabric that we can talk about being, this is how I think it is, and this is how I think it is. And I put my own video on this exact game, just talking about my perceptions of it. And I feel very strongly about that. And I'll change my mind if someone has a better argument, but it hasn't happened yet. And I think that that's the power of it, though, that we have that conversation, that we have that interpretation of something that some people think is very clear and other people think is very vague. Because it's a living, changing thing. And that's what it does to us too. It changes us. It makes us think in ways that we wouldn't usually think. It expands the way that we exist. And I think that's the power of art. And entertainment can do that in small doses, but I don't think it's any comparison to the way that art can do it. Just these massive, artistic and complicated folding works in particular. I think another fantastic example for me is another video game. My favorite game, Planescape Torment, and Torment Numenera in particular. Those two, they just keep changing my mind. Well, they changed my mind when I played them, and it just got me kind of thinking about the way that I view stuff, because I didn't expect things to be the way that they were, and my worldview was very different than the expectation of what happened within those worlds. And I kept thinking, why are those characters doing that? That's so weird. I wouldn't do that. And then it changes how you see things. And that's what art has the power to do. And I think, the more we allow ourselves to be changed by this stuff, like the more understanding we have over different types of art. And we get better and better at seeing these little surprises coming. Because for me, I was really surprised with all of those 3 games, for example. Very surprised. I saw a lot of the things coming in advance. Like I saw the hints, but without the context of understanding where it was going. I only saw the foreshadowing, and I didn't see the great creature in front of me until it was right in front of me. And I think that that's awesome. Especially when works have multiple surprises. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't played those games, but I think you should at least watch them. If you don't, you don't have to play through games to enjoy them. There are plenty of other ways to enjoy them, and particularly games that have, Expedition 33 is a fantastical example. I said fantastical. Is a fantastic example that you can watch the entire game, cutscenes only, no commentary, on YouTube, and genuinely enjoy it as much as someone who played it. If it's not the type of game that's for you, I highly recommend doing that. It's a very, very enjoyable game. And same with my my other 2 that I recommended. But probably get someone to voice them, since having to read while trying to be immersed in something is difficult for a lot of people, especially during an active medium. I think those 2 mediums often butt heads. So I think if you have a game that isn't voiced, it becomes very difficult to try and stick along with the storyline, because you're having to play the game and read the game instead of just listening and immersing and fully falling into the dialogue. I think that a voiced game becomes a lot more insidious and a lot more powerful if it's being told to you. Like it's being read, like you're being read a story, and then you get to have an active part in it. I think it's really cool. really cool juxtaposed, I think, because you have so much control and then you're completely out of control. And I think that power is part of why voice games are significantly better than those that aren't. But opinion, how do you guys feel about art and entertainment? Do you think that my descriptions are really easy to understand and good, or do you think they're stupid? Regardless of what you think, I want to hear it. Please tell me in the comments. And if you like this topic and want to hear more about like games that I think are art, and specifically why, because this is such a short video on a massive topic, I definitely want to get into it more. So if you want me to talk about why I think games are art without spoiling them, give me one of them, the thumbs up. And if you want to see me staying around and hanging out on YouTube more, subbing to my channel means the world, really. It makes me know that you guys want me on the platform, and it makes me make more and more videos. I'm trying to do one every day, but it's yeah, it's tricky to stay on target sometimes. Sorry for all of my exhausting rambles, but we'll see how we do. Thanks for listening as always, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.